little bit some data. So then related to that metadata will be there. Okay, so on this data some software will work. Okay, so that is DBMS software will say it. Okay, so entire this together we'll call it as a software, and the database together we'll call it as a database management system. Okay, so on top of that any application will write it, so that application will together we are saying as a database system only. Okay, so this much we studied previously. So now, uh, actually we have to study the what are the advantages of this one. So instead of going for advantages, so we'll go ahead with different topic. Okay, so that what is the advantage, whenever we'll in detail we'll study it, automatically we'll come to know. Okay, so one by one that I'm just we have to highlight it. Or when physically classes will start, I'll ask one or you to students to just give the overview. So that is easily you can write it that time. Okay, so here database users. So who all are the users for a database? So that is nothing but here we can divide this one into two parts. That is nothing but first one is a actors on the scene, and one more is a workers behind the scene. Okay, so here there are two kind of things we can divide it. So user is nothing but directly or indirectly who is helping or who is using the database, will say as a those are the users. So those things we are dividing into two parts. That is first one is actors on the scene, and one more is workers behind the scene. Okay, so here actors on the scene is nothing but whoever is using it. Okay, or whoever is creating the data. So those people will say as actors on the screen, and workers behind the scene. So this is nothing but, so database is there to create that software who all are worked. Okay, so suppose if I'm using a Oracle database, okay, Oracle 11g software, I will use it to save the all create the database and save the whatever values we are getting from the user. So that Oracle 11g, so whatever we are using, no, for that, that is a software is created by Oracle company. So for that company people who are created, okay, they created the tools or any software, no, for them we'll call it as a workers behind the scene. Okay, and that software we took it and we're using it. So the remaining people are, will say as a actors on the screen. Okay, so these are the two different categories. So one by one in detail we'll study it. So here first one is actors on the screen. Okay, so here in this again we have some categories. So first one is database administrative. Okay, so then database designer, then we have as a end users. Okay, so in total three things are there. So first one is database administrator. So administrator is nothing but he have the complete power of entire database. Okay, so suppose you have a own database, so in that to whom you want to give the access, to whom you want to give the privileges to set some value or just view the some values. And is it working properly or not? So required hardware are given to the database or not? So what is in required hardware is nothing but enough memory is given or not, enough RAM is there or not, CPU speed is there or not. So those all things will be monitored by the administrator. If anything changes he has to do it, he will do it. Okay, so those all main privileges will be there for a administrator. So whoever he will give the privileges, remaining people will just use it. Okay, and second one is a database designer. Okay, so here this is nothing but administrator, we can say as a he's a maintaining. Okay, and here designer is nothing but, so how many columns we required and what are those column names. Okay, and any constraint is there on that column or not. So those things, that is a structure of entire our database, will be done by the database designer. Okay, for example, you people have 6 subjects, 2 labs. Okay, so this is one structure. Okay, given, so that is given by the VTO. So that kind of structure is done by the their one employee, he did it. That is a structure. 6 subjects you have, so those things you have to get the marks. Then you should get the lab marks. Okay, so then it will be converted into your grading system, a to a b c d, like that it will be converted. Okay, so those things will be done by the designer. So, okay, so individual columns he will decide it, so how to get the values. Okay, how to get that conversion from number to grade. Okay, so those all things will be done by the database designer. Okay, so then next one is, this is end users. So end user in the sense whoever is using the database will say as a end user. So in this again we have, can't hear you. Okay, am I audible? Satvik, other persons, can you respond? Yes, now audible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So here in the end users, we have again four categories. Okay. So that is nothing but one will say as a casual, second one is navy or parametric, third one is sophisticated, fourth one is standalone. Okay, so here casual means what? So sometimes these people will use the database. Okay, so one example I will take it. So here is the example. Suppose we want to book the railway ticket. So what we'll do it? We'll go for a IRCTC website. You will give a from to, okay. So date you will enter it. So those all things you will enter it. Then just directly you will go for a do the reservation payment. You will do it. So in their IRCTC website, okay, railway website, what they will do it? They will book a one ticket for you. Okay, so normally maybe one or two tickets, whatever you are booking it, that much seats they will book you. Okay, so in their database it will be reflected. So what we are booking, no, that is nothing but casual user. So we are not frequently using it. So whenever we required, whenever you want to travel somewhere, so that time only we are using it. So that is a casually. So sometimes we are using it. Okay, second one is name user or parametric user. Okay, so these are the users who will use frequently but not for their own purpose. Okay, so continuously they will use the database but for not for their own purpose. For example, if I went for same railway station, okay, and I'm booking the ticket, okay, their clerk will be sitting, so he is booking the ticket for us, okay, not for himself. Okay, so that is nothing but frequently he is using the database. Continuously he's taking your name, your to from, okay, then directly is booking the ticket. Okay, so he's booking the ticket for you people. Okay, so he's the parameter continuously is using but not for his own purpose. Okay, he's booking for the some other people. Okay, so that is a second end user, that is parametric. Third one is sophisticated. So here sophisticated is nothing but here what we are saying is, so user is there and they developed their own software on top of that dbms itself only. Okay, and they will use it. For example, scientist, okay, so whatever they required, so for their own system, they will develop some small application or some tool and they will use it. Okay, it's not common for all, so it's not mainly to the all the users, only for limited users it's there. Okay, so what they will do it, then they will build their own software or some applications on top of that and they will use it. So that is nothing but sophisticated users. So normally scientists in DRDO or anywhere will say it. So those things, they will develop their own application on top of the database and they will use it. Okay, then last one is standalone. Standalone is nothing but whatever we are there. Okay, so in lab for the learning purpose, we'll install some packages or in a database, then we'll use it. So it's related to one system, one user or two users, little bit number, small number of users will be there. Okay, so those people will use it. So whatever we're for the study purpose, whatever we are doing it, okay, so that is nothing but standalone. Okay, so here study purpose in our lab will install Oracle 11g. Okay, so same thing I will ask you people also to install it later. Okay, so then we can have the hands-on session. Hmm? So any doubts till now? Any doubts till now? No, no. Okay, okay, so this is the actors on the screen. Okay, so we had three categories, that is one is administrative, second one is designer, okay, third one is end user. So again in the end user we had four things. Okay, that is casual, parametric, then third one is sophisticated, then standalone. So we have four things. Now workers behind the screen. Okay, so who, who all are working for the software or any particular tool, we'll call them as a workers behind the scene. So it's nothing but system designer or implementer. So overall entire that package or overall that software, how it should be there. Okay, so those people who are designing it and whoever is actually working it. Okay, so and whoever is maintaining the software. So who will maintain the software is nothing but, suppose I have a very big database, so it is considered the IRCTC. So IRCTC people itself is not maintaining those things. Suppose they purchasing a server from Oracle, okay, so in Oracle they are maintaining the all the data, so Oracle people will maintain it. So those people are the workers behind the scene. Okay, so those people, they are maintaining it, or any changes in or look wise any changes, or any extra feature they want to give it, so those things they will add it. So those who are developed the software, who have developed any tool on that or any packages on that, will call them as a workers behind the scene. So add-on. So normally we will say in Chrome, okay, settings will give some add-on, okay, maybe to download the YouTube videos, okay, so like that any add-on if anything is there, so that already existing software is there, that is nothing but Google Chrome you have. So on top of that something extra you are adding it, so it will help you to do some extra task like that. So your maintainer or tool developer, those people will come in picture. Okay, so you will be having the database, so you'll keep on adding something. Okay, so that add-on you will give it, then automatically it will give a more efficient way, so that may be a storing wise efficient, or it may be a time less time consuming, so like that it will give a more better efficient database. Okay, so for that purpose we'll use this for that purpose these users will be there. Okay, there is nothing but workers behind the scene, so directly they are not using any database, but they are helping us to use the database. Okay, so now we'll go for when to use a database and when we should not use the database. Okay, so some of you please respond me fast, when we can use it, when we can use the database. I think you got the enough idea about what is database. So when we can use it. So what kind of applications we should have, then only we can use it.
While doing login details,
Login details. Okay. Any other answer?
To access the patient details in hospitals,
In hospitals, patient details. Okay, good.
schools and colleges,
Schools, colleges. Yes. Okay. Already our VTU is using the database. Then only we are seeing our result actually. Okay. So you already have that VTU has the database. So just we are logging in, just and we are seeing it. Okay. Any other answers? Unknowingly, you are using so many places in this database. Maybe online booking you are doing, maybe that is maybe a movie, okay, or you are booking a ticket from one place to one more place while going. Okay, e-commerce site, correct, someone is answering. Okay, so there, those all people who are taking the some information from you and they're responding something, so those all people are using the database. Okay, yes, banking sector. Okay, in hospitals. Okay, nowadays big hospitals they are using the banking in hospitals also. So small hospitals they are not using any databases, they will write on paper and they will give the chit, that's it. Okay, so and employee system, correct, good. Okay, so these all things we are using the database. Okay, but for students someone told us wherever you required login and password like that. Okay, so we are not using there actually. So in login and password, when you will give it for to restrict some user only, you will give it the login ID and password. Okay, so if you want to give it open to all, you will not give any login ID and password. So database is nothing but some information related to some particular data is there. Okay, so for that purpose you will keep on using it. So for example, now consider as a bank. Okay, so in bank related you want to keep one person's, his name, his account number, how much bank balance he have, so what is the main branch. Okay, so his ATM number, so those all things will be there for one person. Okay, so like that they will keep the information. Like this n number of people's information you want to keep it, then only you will use the database. Okay, suppose I have 10 people only, so and I want to develop on software, so can I use database for 10 people? Yes or no? Can I use it? Quick, quick response. No. Okay. Okay, so normally whenever less number of peoples are there, okay, or system itself, so whichever system you are going to develop, that itself is a not complicated one. Okay, it's a straightforward one. Only two columns are there or only three columns are there in your some information. Okay, so that time no need to use database only, because now whatever we're studying it here, maybe some software will use it. Okay, so those are all free versions for study purpose we're using it. Okay, so when you will go for actual one, any companies, no, so that time you should have purchased one license, one database you have to use it. Okay, so it's the software itself is a costlier one. So if you have less number of people or less data you have, okay, no need to use database, so you can use directly excel only. Okay, so excel or anything, any maintain table you want to maintain it on document or text file. Okay, so you can directly maintain there only, so no need to use that time database. So when you have to use it, nothing but whenever you have a large number of people who require to use it particularly, you have to, okay, and you have to make sure that it should be less time taking to user whenever you are using the database. Okay, suppose if you have small ram, okay, small system, okay, and you want to use the database, okay, and your application itself is a huge, so it will take more time. So that time you no need to use that kind of things. Directly you can write the file system. Okay, in file system only you can write on the application whatever you want, and directly you can use it. So depending on situation, whatever application you are going to use it, so depending on that, you should use the database. So main thing, if you don't require any concurrency, okay, so or if you don't require any security kind of things, so that time no need to use the database. Okay, so when you have to use it, whenever you want to maintain some security or concurrency things, okay, and if anything previously happened you want to revert it back, okay, so that is a recovery kind of things. So these all time you have to use the database. Okay, so you're actually this software itself is a costly one. So now for the learning purpose we'll use the free versions. Okay, okay, so these all points I already covered. Okay, any doubts till now? Any doubts? No. Okay, then small task I will give you. Okay, so one database. Okay, imagine, so in that, so what all things you required. Okay, consider as a student only. Okay, student database management system we are saying. Okay, that's the name I have given. So student database management system, so what all things we required related to a student to keep the information?
Student ID,
Student ID. Okay, good.
student's parents for mobile number,
Parents mobile number. Okay. So make this interactive. One or two people are only responding. Remaining people come up. Same information. Okay. Name, ID, USN number. Yes, fine. Hmm. Mail ID, good. Okay, so there's nothing but I can say as a overall detail of student. So I can say as a name, his address, okay, his USN, okay, his roll number, okay, then mail ID in some contact number. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, other than that, student related things, we require anything. Can I say these all thing together is my database? Okay, date of birth. Okay, fine. So it's nothing but one student information, address, all the things together, one student information you are keeping it. So can I say is that this is a student database management system only? So hardly how many columns I can consider this? Suppose 7 to 8 columns. That is on date of birth, address, mail ID, name, USN, all this thing together. So one student information you kept it. Is it a database? Whatever you understood, no problem. Say it fast. Is it a database or not? I have considered 8 columns now. So whatever we given, it's 8 columns. Yes, yes. Okay. Other than this, we don't require any information. Okay, what all things you have as a student? How many subjects you have? What are the subject names? Branch, yes. Correct result. So when you return the exam also, correct, any backlogs or not? Yes, USN we considered. So if you keep on adding one by one, you will add. Okay, so that is nothing but that backlog subject results. So maybe now you are in fifth sem. So previous sem result you required it. Previous sem IMRs you required it. Okay, so for each subject you should have IMRs. Okay, so like that, how many subjects you written previously? You written 6 theory plus 2 lab. Okay, like that. So that is for fourth sem. Like that, third sem will be there, second sem will be there. Okay, so you required subjects one different table only and grade, correct? Okay, so you required particular grade. So some students getting the scholarship. So who all are getting the scholarship? So their name is required. So their category is required. So in which category they are getting the scholarship? Okay, fee structure, correct? Different fee structures will be there. So these all information you have to keep it. So can I keep it in a single one table? These all things. Okay, some are saying yes and no. Okay, actually both are answer correct only. It depends. Okay, so normally if I kept all the things in one table, so what will happen? It's a overhead for the system. Okay, suppose if I want now third sem IMRs. Okay, your third sem one subject IMRs are required. So to get that IMRs, so I have to read entire row. Okay, so entire row if I started to read, so what all things I will get it? I will get your name also, USN, phone number, your contact details, all the things. Okay, your fee structure, your category. Okay, so last year result, any backlogs are there or not? So these all things I will get it. Okay, so what I have to do is instead of keeping in a one table, so I have to divide into different tables. Then I have to link it. Okay, suppose if I divide it as a student table. Okay, beginning we are considering as a only 8 rows. Okay, so sorry, 8 columns. Okay, so 8 columns, that is nothing but only student information, that is name, USN. Okay, your address, phone number, like that small information will keep it. So after that, whatever we took as a subjects, so we'll give subject information as a one more table. Okay, so how many subjects we have? That is the third sem, 6 subjects will come. Fourth sem, 6 subjects will come. So we will divide it. And fee structure. So in front of student only, if I written as a he belongs to CET quota or management quota or community quota, okay, then one table I will make it as a fee structure. So in that, for a management quota, how much fee? For a CET quota, how much fee? Like that, I will write it. So I will divide the all that entire data and I will keep it. So now, if you consider as a one database, how many tables I can have it? So like that, I am dividing it. Okay, so first we divided only student, then only for a subjects, then fee structure, like that. How many tables we can divide? It depends, no? Correct. Hmm? So depending on the situation, I may require 2 tables or 3 tables or n number of tables. So whatever application you are developing it, depending on that application, you may require n number of tables. Okay, so and n number of tables we have. So in that n number of tables, now we are making as a one. You consider as a one table. In one table, again we have n number of columns. Okay, so depending on situation, it will be there is some number of columns. So this entire thing together is a my database. Getting? Okay, so I will revise in this just example. Okay, so here you have first thing is a student database management system. So in that student related information we want to capture it. Okay, so here what all things we'll do it, so it's nothing but we'll keep the student information only, that is information related to only his name, which sem he belongs to, okay, his USN, his address, like that we'll keep it this in one table. Okay, and second table I will make it, in second table I will make as a subject. So okay, so which all subjects he is studying it, so those things I will list it. Third thing I will make it as a fee structure. Okay, so for management how much fee is there, for CET how much fee is there. Okay, so any category wise again it's divided, and that category also will list it. So like that we'll make the different tables. So these all different tables, so and in that tables we will be having different columns. So these all things together will say it as a database. So one database can have, okay, n number of tables, and one table can have m number of columns. Any doubts still? No? Yes or no? No? Okay. I think you got the overview of entire this subject. What is database? So in detail, we'll keep on studying it. So how many tables were required? Why these many tables are required? Why this column is required in this table or not? Okay. So this is what I actually will study in this semester. Okay. That is we'll say as a normalization. Okay. So and how we'll use inside a software by using a SQL. Okay. So what is SQL? All those things we'll study it. Any doubts still? No. Okay. Maximum of you are saying as a no. No doubts. Okay, we'll stop here. Say yes or no.